Welcome to the Be a Paid Speaker Now podcast. I'm Deborah Deras, your host and top Latina peak performance speaker. Each week, you will learn from top experts in the speaking industry, insider secrets of what works and what doesn't, so that you can monetize your expertise. My intention is to be your speaking coach, to provide you with resources and experts that have done it before you so that you can get your message out into the world faster and easier. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to another episode of the Be a Paid Speaker Now podcast. I'm still Deborah Deras, your hostess with the mostest, I like to say, and top peak performance Latina speaker. And I'm so excited because instead of talking to a computer or talking to a phone, I have a live 100% in vivo in the studio guest with me. And this is a new studio for me, but he is already has a show here at the studio. Is that like synchronicity, serendipity, synergy all at once? Because I have my dear friend that I've known for over a decade. I think over 15 years, right. Actually. We go back to the 90s. Yes. I know when I was a teenager, I was like working with him. And his name is Mr. Gilbert Buchanan. And he possesses more than 20 years of industry experience working with public works, contracting, construction, labor compliance, transportation, manufacturing, education, and training environments. Gilbert is the owner and founder of Buchanan and Associates, which is a supplier diversity management consulting firm that focuses on assisting businesses in becoming minority, women-owned, SBA 88 and disadvantaged business enterprise certified. We all need that. He also assists businesses to develop the tools and systems required to transform from an informal way of doing business to a formal system of self-sufficiency, business readiness, bank loan readiness, and contract readiness status. Show us the money.
That's right.
Okay, Inglewood, no. We work directly with a client. He works directly with a client database of over 1,500 eligible small businesses. And maybe you could be one of them. Please help me welcome Mr. Gilbert Buchanan.
Hello. How are you all doing out there today? And thank you for inviting me, Deborah.
Oh, yes. You're going to love my audience because my audience soaks up all of this information.
Oh, wow.
And they take action.
That's good.
Because it's not just listening to my amazing guests and all these great speakers. It's about listening, taking notes, and then taking action. That's what I'm
talking about. That's what I like.
Yes. So since we've known each other, I remember back in my Build LACCD
days.
Oh, yes. With Ernest Roberts. We actually were in the same office.
Same office, doing a lot of great work for small businesses. We go out in the community and we try to encourage develop the small businesses and encourage them to participate in contracting opportunities with LA Community College District.
Yeah, and back at that time, I was helping veterans get into green jobs. And so that's how we were connected. But I've always, you know me, been about helping and being of service, whether I'm helping you be a paid and abundant speaker, or I'm helping veterans, or I'm helping people with disabilities. It's all about letting people know what resources are available so that they can model and have that same success.
Exactly.
And so being in business for 20 years, when you think about the statistics, many small businesses fail. How have you been so successful about staying strong and being able to help other businesses?
Hey, that's a very good question, Deborah, because many small businesses, like you say, and the SBA also has statistics on this, that many small businesses fail within the first 3 years. And a big part of that is because they don't have an infrastructure. Mm-hmm. The planning process is not there. It's missing. Many small businesses are very good at their craft.
Right.
But when it comes to managing and administering the business,
the
operations, that's missing. So because my background is infrastructure, operation, and all of that, that's a big reason why I stay above the fray and never became a victim or succumbed to that 80% that goes out of business.
Because you are working on your business and developing your own contracts and not just in it. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that small businesses do. They're just workers and they're great at what they do, but they don't realize they need to be doing business development.
That's right. And a big part of running your own business is understanding the infrastructure of it. business infrastructure comes with 4 areas. You got the business planning, the general operations management, business development and marketing, and cash flow management. So once you are able to build those 4 areas of your business, then you can't go wrong. Now, you understand business planning is all about all the compliance documents that you need to run the business, your insurance, your business plan, your operational documents. Whether if you're a corporation, then you know you've got to have your bylaws, your articles, and all of those types of things. And then the operation part, if you have employees, then we're talking employee handbook, we're talking about hazard communication plan, all of that good stuff.
Right.
So by having those things in place, then now you've got a foundation. So when you go out to get a contract, then you know your contract ready because you got all those things in place. You go to a bank trying to get a loan or a line of credit, you know that you're bank loan ready because you got all of those things in place. You understand your ratios and all of that.
Yeah, and many people go into businesses thinking, oh, I'm great at doing this. I'm a great carpenter. I'm going to start a carpenter business. However, not realizing the back end of it. And sometimes it takes months to get paid.
Oh, yes.
And you need to have money in the bank while you're waiting for that check.
And that's a big part about being business ready, because business ready means that you're planning for those down times within the business wherein you're not going to get paid within 30 days or 45 days. It may take you 60 or 120 days in some cases. So if you have that line of credit available, so if you need it, you can tap into it, then that's a big help to small businesses.
Yeah, it's so important. I remember one summer I was speaking. I had this contract in Texas, in Harlingen, Texas, and I was flying every weekend to do these seminars in Texas. And so I was spending the money for the plane, for the hotel, and it was 5 weeks. And it took them like 6 months to pay me.
That's exactly my point.
And it was very expensive. Every time it was about $800 every weekend that I had to put up front.
Right, exactly.
So it was like $2,500. Yes, I was going to get paid well for that. But in the meantime, you need to have that cash flow.
That's what I'm talking about. So part of the reason why many small businesses fail within the first 3 years is because they don't account for things like that. And that's what we do when we do our infrastructure. And we recommend that small businesses are business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Now, we say contract ready because we want small businesses to move away from transactional business where you get one client today, you get another one tomorrow, you're not sure if they're going to come next month or the following month. But if you have a contract, now you know you're locked in for at least a year. So that's sure money coming in.
And this is so important for speakers because I know when I first started, and I got this huge contract from YouTube with Verizon, I thought I made it. You know, what I was making in a year, I made in like 10 gigs.
Oh, yeah.
But then that wasn't every single month.
No.
So what you're talking about, and I had to tell myself, listen, you need to go for contracts so that you have some sort of consistent income.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going from gig to gig.
Yeah.
It's stressful.
Right. And if one of those gigs don't really work out for whatever reason, I mean, recently we have the government shut down.
Oh, my God.
You see what I'm saying? And that got to the point where it affected air travel. So if that affected you and you don't have a contract per se, because it's a transactional business, that could wipe you out because you've got no money coming in. Now you got to wait until this so-called shutdown is over.
Right. Make sure you pre-check as a speaker. Never have to deal with the TSA madness again.
That's right.
So one of the things that I love about Buchanan and Associates and seeing you in action, I just was reminded of him because he's a keynote speaker at this conference coming up, this diversity conference. I was like so proud. I'm like, I know him. Is that you're always partnering with organizations and associations. And I also appreciate that you're focused on diversity, women, minority-owned businesses. And talk a little bit about that and how you've been able to build your business using the power of synergy.
Right. So the power of synergy helps me in a lot of ways because as small businesses, we don't have the resources to go out and get one gig at a time and have enough gigs to sustain our business. So by forming strategic partnerships, that helps a lot. It helps tremendously. So if there are 15 organizations out there and you're partnering with those organizations, each one of those organizations may have at least 6 to 10 functions a year, a gala or a mixer or something to that effect. So you can guarantee that at least one of those, because of the partnership that you have, at least one of those you'll be able to do for them as a speaking engagement. Mm-hmm. So that's a good way for you to plan your strategy in going out and getting these gigs, as opposed to knocking on doors individually and it may or may not happen.
Right.
So at least you're sure there'll be one gig for you per organization per year.
And the other thing that I'm sure you know about that I don't know a lot about is I know that there's all these supplier diversity, like matchmaking events.
Yes.
And I remember there was, I can't remember, it was some administrative organization. They're like, we have $1 million contract for you to do leadership and peak performance training, because I do peak performance. Mm-hmm. However, you need to be women certified, minority certified for us to give you the contract. Yes. Talk about that.
Yeah. See, many small businesses, again, like we say, they leave a lot of money on the table because they're not aware of certifications program, government certification program. Many government entities, they are mandated by either the federal government or the state government to set aside X amount of their contracting dollars for women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, or even small businesses. Right. So by having that available and you being contract ready and ready to participate in these programs, you can tap into a lot of those opportunities. And the competition level is not that great because not too many small businesses are vying for those woman-owned or minority-owned contracts.
It's a small pool.
It's a small pool, because even though some small businesses are certified, they're still not contract ready. So that's where we come into play.
Contract ready.
That's right. So that's where we get involved in that. And then when we coach these small businesses, we coach them accordingly. So not only do we coach them to get your business right, get all your paperwork in order, but we also coach them on being contract ready, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready.
And how are you doing this? Through a boot camp or through online? Or?
We have workshops, face-to-face workshops that we do. And we have like a 6-series class where we do how to develop your capability statement, how to develop your infrastructure, best practice procedures, how to become certified as a woman-owned or a small business.
Do you get certified in that class?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Ooh. I make sure that in this 6-class series, my participants walk out of that class with at least 2 certifications.
Come on.
At least 2 certifications. So then once that series is over, then I start matching them up with contract opportunities with different government agencies.
You do?
Oh, yes. What? Oh, yes. With the county, the city of Los Angeles, the state of California, Metropolitan Water District.
That's the kind of matchmaker I need in my
life.
Forget about love. I want money.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what we've been doing with these small businesses. And not only do I do speaking engagement and doing workshops here in Southern California, but we also do it in Vegas, Las Vegas. So now we've got a connection in Las Vegas with the Nevada Contractors Association, with the Latino Chamber of Commerce in Las Vegas, and a lot of other entities.
And I'm going to connect you with some great entities as well.
I can't wait.
Yes,
I can't wait.
Because, I think there's a lot of resources out there, but it's the details and the step-by-step paperwork that gets a lot of small business owners overwhelmed.
Yes.
And the reason we're talking about small business owners, because you as a speaker are a business owner.
Oh, yes.
You are not just, speaking is like 10% of the actual job duty of a professional paid speaker.
Yes.
80% of it is really all the back end and setting up your operations, your marketing, your systems. And if you can get $1 million contracts rather than 1 gig here, 1 gig there, you're going to be able to really create a business, not a hobby.
A typical example right now, Deborah, is the county of Los Angeles has over $4 billion in contracting dollars, and they're looking for small women-owned businesses to participate. They cannot find any $4 billion.
Oh my
So
God,
that's the
that's
kind of
sick.
thing I'm talking about, that once we coach these small businesses, get them ready, then we match them up with those contracts.
But Gilbert, what if people are not in Los Angeles or Las Vegas?
If they're not, I have a system which we talked about a little bit. It's an online business management and contracting system. It has contracts in all 50 states.
Oh, okay.
So we match them up with these contract opportunities in all of these different states, with the universities, with the city, the county, the state, all of those entities. There's contracts.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, yes.
And so let's talk a little bit about you. Back to Gilbert.
Yes.
Buchanan Associates is fantastic. And I'm going to put all of Gilbert's information in the show notes so that you can connect with him and find out about it. But how do you use speaking in your business?
Well, in my business, a big part of what I do, I use speaking as a learning tool and also as a knowledge-based type training. So when I'm working with my small businesses and we do, say, a workshop setting and we're speaking about a certain topic or a certain subject, we do it in such a friendly way where it's like role playing or breakout sessions, but it's still speaking.
Right.
And then we get people involved. And once we get them involved doing little exercises, things that they should know, that they go, wow, never thought about that. So those little exercises are things we do in our speaking engagements. We ask them little questions about themselves. We have assessment tools that we use.
But how do you get these speaking engagements? That's what my audience wants to know. How are you getting them?
Well, here's what I do. When I team up with organizations like a trade association or a chamber, let's say they didn't have me in their plans on doing certain things. I offer to do certain types of speaking, not to be paid up front, but on the back end, I get paid. Because then I speak up front, but then later on, they bring me in to provide certain training and certain technical support for their membership.
Got it.
That's where I get paid.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, and that's really something that everyone should realize, that there's different business models when it comes to speaking.
Yes.
Some people are keynote speakers. Some people are breakout workshop speakers. Some people speak not for a fee on the front end, but they get consulting and contracting opportunities and they get paid on the back end.
Right.
So, and the wonderful thing about speaking is you also could sell your online programs, you could sell your books, you could sell consulting. There's so many ways, webinars, of being able to repurpose your content and have multiple streams of income as a speaker. So speaking is so fantastic in that regard.
And as a speaker, you also want to be willing to give something to your audience. So your audience, they're taking time away from their business to come to your event. And they're going, okay, I could be in my business generating some revenues right now, but I'm here right now to listen to this speaker. So you got to show your appreciation, give them something. Give them, whether it's a mini trial program to something you're doing, a book, you want to give them a teaser to it, a discount.
Try before you buy.
Exactly. So those are the types of things you want to do. And if you do that, I guarantee you, your audience will fall in love with you. They'll never forget you.
Exactly. And what Gilbert does, which is the smart thing to do, instead of himself putting on the event by himself, he partners
That's right.
with an association,
That's right.
with a trade association, a chamber.
That's right.
They get the people.
Yes.
So he can focus on his topic.
That's
I
right.
know a lot of new speakers that are out there trying to promote their own
Right.
workshops, which is what a seminar company does. So there's a difference between a speaker and a seminar leader.
Exactly.
The seminar leader has a business just getting people to the event, and that's a lot of work. You can do it, more power to you, but you need a meeting planner for that.
Right. And the good thing about that also, Deborah, is once you have the association putting on the event and you showing up to speak, whether you're going to be the keynote speaker or one of the speakers on the panel, then the chamber or the trade association, they are the influencers because they've got their membership. You see what I mean? They've got their membership, and the members really appreciate what they're doing. So they're going to listen to them. If they say, hey, we have an event, they'll listen.
Exactly. Okay, so what would you say is the best place that people can find more information to get all these resources to become certified?
Well, one of the ways I go direct. So you could send me an email at gilbert@thebuchanangroup.net. That's GILBERT at the THEBUCHANAN group.net. Just send me an email and I will provide you any information, or I'll give you my number if you need to give me a call.
What?
My number is 626-533-1186. That's 626-533-1186. I never shy away from a client. I always try to help you because my job is to elevate you to the next level so you can become business ready, contract ready, bank loan ready, and a better speaker.
And I'll have all of this information in the show notes. And I'm sure because you partner with these associations that what you do is affordable for new small business owners.
Definitely. Yeah, our rates are very affordable. As a matter of fact, I was putting together a package today for very small businesses. Very small businesses, yes.
Okay, great.
So that means for the month, there's a monthly fee, and my organization will help with your paperwork, will help to examine your certifications to make sure that they're in order. If not, we'll help you to package those. We have one-on-one consulting and all of that for a very, very flat rate.
I love it. And speaking of small businesses, I wanted to let you know because I do consulting at the South Bay Small Business Development Center. And hopefully Gilbert will be, I'm putting it out to the universe.
Yes.
We'll be doing some trainings and seminars there.
Yes.
You could go to southbaysbdc.org and there are an immense amount of resources there at no cost at all. I do social media marketing training and workshops on Facebook Live, how to speak with confidence and all of these wonderful things because it's sponsored through the SBA, Small Business Administration. So there's so many resources out there for you. You just have to be ready to use it. So let's all thank Gilbert for his presence today. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
I know it's not your usual day to be on this side of town.
I know.
Appreciate your time, your energy, and you're going to be hearing a lot more from Gilbert because I am going to be on his radar and getting more information and resources for you. And thanks again for tuning in, reminding you that you are the messenger for the message. And with the power of synergy, anything is possible.